people exist at any of those levels, you know, once that line kind of goes back up and goes back to the primordial light, how can man actually exist in that? Or
right.
Is it even meaningful for man to exist? I mean,
yes.
Does it matter for us to exist?
Okay. Some of the texts that I bring, this concept of E equals mc squared, what is the actual ancient formulation of E equals mc squared, which means that energy and matter are part of one continuum. And as one physicist said, matter is frozen energy. And what they're trying to do now with energy colliders, right, is to heat up matter to temperatures near that of the Big Bang to understand the primitive universe. So the idea of releasing incredible power with just two electrons hitting each other, right? What do we know? But the idea that the frozen, if you start to defrost matter, you get energy. So the ancient formulation of that is or equals or equals or. Or with an aleph is light. And or with an ein is skin, matter, mass, materiality. Adam was a being of light, and he became, and the world as a result of what he did, fell into a lower level called matter. We have indications that then our work now is to transmute, to transform, to refine physical reality back into light. And to the return trip, we'll be going far above the level of the sun, and that we will still exist. Again, the difference is, I hope you can stay with me, that on the way down we were unconscious, and we didn't have awareness of who we are. We had only whatever was given to us. But on the way back, we have now worked. We've done something. We've lived in a world and we've tried to see through and penetrate through the superficiality to the energy level that lies behind physical world. And we intuit that there's something here, there's an order, there's an incredible, powerful mind behind this. And scientists are coming to this. I was recommending to people before that there's if you just do a Google search for Dr. Quantum, simple, DR, and then quantum, you'll get some animated films by Fred Alan Wolf, a Jewish physicist, who's talking about physics in a way that kids can understand it, probably better than we can understand, because kids nowadays are amazing. But it's just amazing what science and physics especially are talking about now. Multiple dimensions, matter at deeper and deeper levels of the subatomic. And so I don't want to push it, but I believe that the prophets and even the sages themselves, and some even more recent sages like the Ari and even the Baal Shem Tov and others, they had deep experiences, and perhaps even people with drug experiences nowadays. Although I don't recommend drug experiences, but they can see that they feel that they're part of an energy system. I bring in this book here a quote from Jill Bolte Taylor. Anybody heard of Jill Bolte Taylor? A brain scientist at MIT, and she had a stroke 10 years ago. And she says there's an 18-minute video of her describing her stroke where she lost left brain functionality and she went into right brain, and the euphoria that she felt, but she didn't have a sense of her own body, and she didn't have a sense of delineation of the difference in the wall and her arm. And then when she tried to dial back to the office where she worked to say that she was having a stroke, she couldn't remember the number that she had just dialed. And she figured out a way to do it. And when she talked into the receiver, she couldn't talk because the left brain is verbal. And she said, woo, woo, woo. And she realized that she couldn't talk. But they understood on the other end something was going on. So it took her 8 years to come out of this. And she said that what drove her was she wanted to tell the world what it was like, what she experienced. It was very valuable. So I bring it in here, and if you don't have it, and if I don't have enough for anybody, I just have 3 left.
Which book is
I'll send you. It's called The Ladder of Ascent. It's a book about sources in Jewish meditation, and it's just really just the beginning of a whole thing that I want to do. But it's a fantastic description. And she said, and I mean, I should read you just that little part. Excuse me for keep going over you. So this is basically just to answer. And I want to do this. I hope it doesn't mean that it breaks the continuity. It keeps the continuity, on the contrary. So she says, our right hemisphere is all about this present moment. It's all about right here, right now. It thinks in pictures and it learns kinesthetically through the movement of our body. Information in the form of energy streams in simultaneously through all our sensory systems, and then it explodes into this enormous collage of what this present moment looks like, smells like, tastes like, feels like, and sounds like. I am an energy being connected to the energy of all around me through the consciousness of my right hemisphere. We are energy beings connected to one another through the consciousness of our right hemispheres as one human family. So she really really takes it. She says a little further on. Eventually, she's picked up in an ambulance and taken to the hospital. When I woke later that afternoon, I was shocked to discover that I was still alive. When I felt my spirit surrender, I said goodbye to my life. Stimulation coming in through my sensory systems felt like pure pain. Light burned my brain like wildfire, and sounds were so loud and chaotic that I could not pick a voice out from the background noise. I just wanted to escape. Because I could not identify the position of my body in space, I felt enormous and expansive like a genie, just liberated from a bottle. And my spirit soared free like a great whale gliding through the sea of silent euphoria, harmonic. I remember thinking there's no way I could ever be able to squeeze the enormousness of myself back into this little tiny body. But I realized I'm still alive, and I found Nirvana. And I found Nirvana. If I'm still alive, then everyone who's alive can do it. I picture a world filled with beautiful, peaceful, compassionate, loving people who knew that they could come to this space any time, and that they could purposely choose to step to their right of their left hemispheres and find this peace. And then I realized what a tremendous gift this experience could be, what a stroke of insight this could be to how to live our lives. And it motivated me to recovery. I bring this to the beginning of this book in order to really just emphasize the importance that we have two hemispheres, and to know that. Wait a second, let me just remember why I said this to you. That this continuum of energy into matter and then matter into energy seems like it seems that we would lose individual consciousness as we went back, because it's such powerful thing. But we have this very teaching that appears time and time again in our literature, that we came down unconscious, but we will go back conscious. And that's the gift that the Creator wanted to give us, is eternal consciousness in the higher level. So the plan was that we had to come down here into a lower world to live out this drama, this matrix-like drama, and then all of mankind would start to elevate, and the whole planet. And just one little example of it, all of the world will be lifted up. The Midrash says that all of the world will be lifted up to the level of Eretz Yisrael, and Eretz Yisrael will be lifted up to the level of Jerusalem. Then the whole world will be lifted up to the level of Jerusalem. Guess how they do this? And Eretz Yisrael will be leveled up to the level of the temple. The whole world become the level of the temple. That is to say, the whole world will no longer hide the powerful light of the inner light. The outer shell will fall apart, and the inner energy level will become dominant. And it'll just get more and more to the level, as I said, of the sun and above. So I wrote a chapter in this book here, Technology and the Return to Eden, where I spoof a little bit this idea in science, where scientists write about the end of the universe. The end of the universe, question mark.